What's up, everyone? Welcome to Writing Tips Without Grammar. No boring grammar details allowed. Not that much. In this quick video, I'm going to share with you one of the most powerful tools for writing content that will grip and engage your audience, and it's using the power of story. And I'm not talking about using metaphors or analogies. Those are great tools too. But I think one of the most powerful tools in your author's arsenal is telling stories from real life. And let me prove this to you. So I go to church every weekend, like for the last 22 years, and I've noticed something over these years, a phenomenon that takes place in every sermon I hear. It's almost inevitable that at some point in the pastor's message, I start to tune out, my mind drifts off to other places, other issues, concerns. I think every church goer knows what I'm talking about. But, and here's what I noticed. The second the pastor switches from his didactic teaching to a personal story about his life or the life of someone else, I instantly perk up and I tune in. I snap awake. Real life stories erupt that kind of power. It makes me think of Jesus, who often taught deep truths by way of story. The Bible may be the last book in the world that you want to read, but I bet you've heard of the Good Samaritan, the prodigal son, the pearl of great price, and the lost sheep. So after attending church for 22 years, you can imagine how many sermons I've heard, and I remember like none of them, okay? At least the details. But I remember many of the stories, even 20 years later. And I'll close this video out by telling you a story I heard 20 years ago in a sermon on an audio cassette that I listened to on my Walkman. Remember those things? If you don't, just Google it, okay? So I don't remember the pastor's name or the topic or the message. I don't remember anything from the message except a story he shared. And that story has impacted my life up until this day. He told of a survey that where 50 people over the age of 90 were interviewed and asked one question, which was this: knowing what you now know, if you could do your life over again, what would you do differently? Okay, how would you do your life over again? 3 answers emerged to the surface, and the top 3 were: number 1, they said, I would take more time to reflect on what matters in life. They realized that they wasted a whole lot of time of their life on crap that doesn't matter. The second answer was, they said, I would take more risks in my life, because they realized looking back that those things that they were so afraid of at the time were not that really much of a big deal. Even if they'd failed, they wished they'd gone for it. Third answer, they said, I would have done more things that leave a legacy after I die. That's powerful stuff, huh? I remember that 20 years later, and that is still in my mind, and it still has impacted me. And so stories keep the audience engaged. And that's basically it. So in your writing, try to use stories from real life as much as you can, and you'll grip your audience's attention. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.